Well, on our cruise last week, Greg and I met a lot of different types of people from all over the world. And it's one of the things that we enjoy best about cruising. And one day at the pool last week, there was a young woman who was seated next to me who was reading the book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. And we got to talking, and she explained to me that she and her husband were on their baby moon. Have you ever heard of this term before, baby moon? It is actually, I have found out, is a new word that's been added to the dictionary in recent years. And what a baby moon is, it's a vacation that expectant parents to be take before their baby arrives, so that they can have some fun and spend some time together and enjoy one another, because their life is going to drastically change once this baby comes. And so the young woman was explaining to me how much she and her husband have already been preparing for the arrival of this baby, which is months away. She said that they both stopped smoking and drinking, and that they are becoming more mindful about what they're eating, what they're putting in their bodies. And she said that's been very difficult to do on a cruise ship. But she also explained how they have been busy getting their house ready, how they're trying to get everything in order. So they are putting safety measures in place in their house. They are trying to get everything really clean. She said she wants everything to be spotless. And what they're also doing is they're obviously trying to find space in their house to make room for a nursery. And she said that in order to do that, they've had to start getting rid of a lot of stuff that they have been carrying with them since their college days. Things that they no longer use, that they just need to let go of. Then the young lady turned to me and she said, "What is it that you're writing?" And I explained to her that I was a pastor and that I was working on my homily. And she said to me, "What is it about?" And I said to her, "You just wrote it for me." That is the truth. That is what Advent is all about. Everything that that young woman just said was what Advent is all about. It is a time for us to make preparations, to get everything ready, to cleanse ourselves, to make room, because there's a birth that's going to happen. New life is coming, and we have to get ready for it. The word Advent comes from a Latin word which means arrival or coming. And in today's gospel, that's what John the Baptist was all about. His mission was to say to people, the light is on its way, it's coming, so prepare yourself for it. Now, as his name implies, John the Baptist was baptizing people. He was immersing them in water. And his point was, I baptize you with water, but one is coming who's going to baptize you with fire, with light. And so in order for you to be able to receive that light, you have to cleanse yourself first. That's what John was saying to the people then, and it's what he's saying to us today. If you want to experience the birth of this light, you have to cleanse yourself. You have to start preparing for it. Now, as your pastor, I want this to be the most meaningful Advent that you've ever had in your life. And that's why I want to encourage you every day this Advent season to do what it takes to prepare yourself for the light. That is what the whole season of Advent is all about making preparation, about cleansing and making room. Many Christians today do not use Advent for this purpose. For many Christians today, this time of year is all about the baby Jesus. And for them, it's a time to celebrate a baby that was born over 2,000 years ago. And what they say is, it's Jesus' birthday. Well, I believe that Christmas is not about that baby. But I do believe that Christmas is about a birth. It's about the birth of the light. Most of you probably know that Jesus was not born on December 25th. The church, 400 years after Jesus died, decided on that date. And they decided on it because people who are not Christians, pagans, were celebrating that time of year, the winter solstice. And they were honoring the sun and the light in this time of cold and darkness. Faith traditions older than Christianity also celebrate the light. Our Jewish brothers and sisters this week are celebrating Hanukkah. What's Hanukkah called? It's called the Festival of Light. And they're lighting a menorah every single day. Our Hindu brothers and sisters celebrate Diwali. It's also called the Festival of Light, and I'm sure you've seen photographs in India of just those thousands of lights. Christmas is also about the light. It's why we have the wreath and the star. And if you drive through Douglas and Saugatuck at night, you see all the lights. Jesus was the light. He was. But I don't think he wants for us to have a birthday party for him every year. And the reason I say that is because what I know of his life and ministry, it was never about him. The focus was never on him. The focus was always on us. It was on you. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. You are. He said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Christmas, therefore, is not about the baby Jesus who lived 2,000 years ago. The focus is on you. That's why the angel said that the birth of this light shall be called Emmanuel. The angel didn't say it shall be called Jesus. The angel said Emmanuel. You know what Emmanuel means? God is within us. Jesus was saying, the light that is within me is the same light that's within you. I gave birth to it, and now it's your job to give birth to it. That's what Christmas is about, so that you can birth the light. Now you may think, well, I don't feel the light within me. And that's because the inn is full. Remember Mary and Joseph that were looking for a place for the light to be born? And nobody would prepare them room. The inn was full. And I think that's a great metaphor for us. Our inn, our inside is full. For many of us, it is full of worry and fear and anxiety and doubt and resentment and lack. How can the light breathe in there when it's full of all of that stuff? It is time for you to evict those tenants from your inn, to banish them from your temple, so that you can prepare room for the light, so that the light can breathe, so that the fans can be flamed, and you can shine your light into the world. That is what Christmas is all about. It's not about the baby and having a birthday party for the baby. It's about you birthing the light, making way for the way. Now, we hear about the way in other faith traditions. Taoism, the Tao means the way. The holy book, the Tao Te Ching, means the way and its power. Buddha spoke of the way. John the Baptist today says, "Prepare ye the way." And Jesus said, "I am the way. I am the light." But the I am wasn't Jesus. It was the I am. That's why in Psalms it tells us, "Be still and know the I am." Now you may say, "I am? I am the light?" That can't be. Jesus' mother Mary felt the same exact way. When she was told about birthing the light, it says she was deeply disturbed. And she said, "How can this be? How is this possible?" And the angel tells her, "Nothing is impossible with God." Now, Mary had free will. She could have said no. She could have. But she decided to empty herself of her fears and worries and doubts. She decided to trust in the angel's message, the message of God. And she decided to consent to give birth to the light. That is what God is calling all of us to do this Advent season, is to say, "Yes, I am ready. I am willing. I trust. I'm ready to birth the light." And in order to do that, I will do what it takes to cleanse myself. We heard in both of our readings today, the Old and New Testament was all about cleansing. It was all about purifying. What purifying means is to remove contaminants from. What Advent is about, it's about getting still and asking yourself, what are my contaminants? What are the things that are keeping me from manifesting this light? What things are standing in the way of my experiencing the way? That's why in the gospel it tells us Mary was a virgin, and really what that signifies for us is purity. That in order to birth the light, we've got to purify ourselves first. We've got to rid ourselves of those contaminants so that the light can breathe. So what I would like for you to do this week is I would like for each one of you to find time in your day to go into the stillness, into the darkness, into your inner room. This is where Jesus said God lives. The kingdom of heaven is within you. I want you to go into that inner temple. And what I want you to do this week is I want you to get that nursery ready. Do everything you can to get that nursery ready. Think of the young woman on the cruise, what she had to do. Put in safety measures. Make everything spotless. Get rid of all the things that were taking up too much room. The light is on its way. I promise you. But the only way that you will experience it is if you prepare room for it. And that's why in that beautiful Christmas song that we sing every year, it says, "Let every heart prepare him room." So go forth this week and ask yourself, what do I need to do to prepare the nursery? Because I want to experience this birth, this Christmas. Namaste. Namaste.